This is the Tree of Life, Season 22, Chapter 2. In this episode, we will be reconceptualizing the process of sequential substitution events as measurement reversal and drawing an analogy from the force applied to a subject. To start out, in the last episode, we talked about how the negation at the conclusion of a reverse substitution event is a measurement. But to be more accurate, it is a partial measurement. In the following sequential substitution event, through the application of some force to compel acquiescence, we see a contradictory partial measurement, which causes measurement reversal. We saw that decoherence occurs through the migration of the incoming consciousness, becoming referential to the self-representation. This incoming consciousness then applies a force to the subject, compelling acquiescence, eliminating the decoherence through reversal of that measurement. This reveals something important about the role of the incoming consciousness in preserving coherence. If we imagine that all people together, representing a class, are a waveform, and we imagine that the tautological flow of consciousness from vessel to vessel is a manifestation of that wave-like behavior, then we can see something very important from the above description of measurement reversal. Namely, that the force applied to the subject, which results in the measurement reversal, preserving coherence, arises out of the same class of described by the waveform. Thus, we can see that once the partial measurement occurs, and decoherence occurs, the resulting migration of the incoming consciousness results in a partial measurement correction in the subsequent substitution event which reverses the measurement. It is important to note that this measurement reversal arises out of the application of force establishing a hierarchy. Thus, if we draw an analogy to waveforms, we can say that the force is exerted by the non-integration of the particle displaced by the negation, the partial measurement, in the application of a hierarchy to the subject, which was the measuring device. In other words, the force stems from the non-integrated particle during the path erased by the measurement reversal through the application of force. This is interesting because it means that the waveform, which describes a class of particles, exerts the force on its own constituent particle, as the measuring device, to reverse the measurement which mirrored the decoherence. But more importantly, it does so during a path which was erased prospectively and retrospectively by the reverse substitution and substitution event, respectively. This is interesting because we saw that hierarchy recapitulates tautology, but it does so from within the same class of subjects. The force is exerted by the particle displaced to another particle within the same waveform during a timeframe which is erased by the measurement reversal. That's the end of the podcast for today.